In part 1 of making over these vintage French Provincial chairs, I attempted to use the oven cleaner or easy off method of removing the stain and making the chairs look aged. However, this did not work out so well and ended up eating into the wood. In the end, I had to sand the chairs down anyway and start from scratch, but by the end of the episode, I had done a tan paint wash on the chairs, but again, wasn't loving how that looked. So that brings us to today, where once again, we're starting over with the sanded down chairs and in our new house. We're finally in the new house and I can take a look at how these chairs are going to look with our floors. It might be a little hard to tell on camera. I think they're pulling more gray. Over here, you can see how they definitely have a warmth to them and have some beige tan colors, which I love. So whenever you have these more wood tones against the floors, it really picks up on that. And here's the first chair that I did, this one up in front, where I had done that paint wash on it. And I don't hate it with the floors, but I definitely want more of a deeper, richer contrast and not so light in color. So I bought a couple of stains. We're gonna test them out on both the chair that has the paint wash on it and then the chair behind it, which is just the sanded down wood. And I'm gonna see how I like those colors. I really love the early American that I have in other areas, like the console table my husband and I had made, and that was the Varathane early American stain. So I picked this up. I know I really like this color. I know it'll go well with our furniture, and then of course the pre-stain to go underneath of it. And then I've never tried this bare water-based stain. So I picked up two colors here. I also picked up their early American. It looked really beautiful on pine wood on the sample at the store. And then I had also picked up this special walnut. I don't think this is going to be quite as warm as what I was looking for. I really think this is going to be the winner, at least that's what I'm hoping. And then of course the pre-stain here, they only had a big one, so I had to get that. And then to seal everything up, I'm gonna try this Wipe On Poly, another product I have never used before, but I didn't wanna have to deal with painting it on and getting any drips or anything like that. So we're gonna try a satin Wipe On Poly this time. I flipped the chairs over to test my new stain colors underneath on both the raw sanded down chair and on the paint wash chair.
Come a little closer, I wanna dance with you. Everything's moving slower, I don't know what it is you do. I've been looking at you all night, trying to figure you out. I just wanna make you smile. Hold your hand in my hand, looking at the sunset. Man, you're looking good tonight.
I had wiped the stains onto a stir stick as well, but it's a different type of wood, so none of them ended up looking the same on the chairs. But you can see the raw wood chair on the right, the stains look much richer and more natural than on that paint wash chair on the right. I decided on the one I had originally thought I would like from the store samples, the Bear's Early American. Now, before I can go ahead and stain the chairs, I need to clean them all off. Between sanding them down and moving, they needed a good wipe down with soap and water. And you might notice I only have 4 chairs here compared to the original 8. I decided not to bring the 2 chairs with the arms on them to the new house. I don't have anywhere to store them, and for now we only need 4 chairs for the kitchen. So for time's sake and to get them finished, I decided to just do the 4 where the cane was still in good condition and did not need to be replaced.
I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling.
Like I mentioned, I landed on Early American by Bear, and this is a water-based stain. You still want to use a pre-stain before applying the color. Pre-stain just helps prepare the wood to absorb that stain color and give a more even and rich finish. I decided to start my chairs upside down. I feel like this helps ensure all of the areas get covered and nothing gets missed. And since the stain is a water base, there's no harsh smells, making it safe for indoor use. I do end up taking them outside to stain them on the deck, but only because it was such a beautiful evening. Each pre-stain is different, but for this one, you only needed to allow 10 to 15 minutes before going in with the color. I had waited a little bit longer than that since I pre-stained all of my chairs at once before going in with that stain. As soon as I applied the stain, I knew it was exactly the color that I was looking for. And it brought out that wood grain so beautifully, unlike the paint wash that I had done.
Nobody told me to settle down.
just don't get around. But there's something about you I like, about you I like.
There were a couple of little areas where the stain must have dripped down and I didn't notice it, but you really can't tell now that I have the chairs all set up in the kitchen. I let the chairs dry for 24 hours and then I applied that wipe-on poly. This is the first time I've used this product as well. It is supposed to give a hand-wiped appearance, and I didn't want to have to worry about drips if I had used that brush-on poly, since there are so many intricate details of these chairs. I love the way this poly looks. It has a very slight sheen to it since it's a satin finish, and it gives the chairs that authentically aged look that I was going for. Here's how they look with the wipe-on poly. It just enhances that stain and gives it a little bit more depth. It brings out the wood grain. The stain color looks so good with the floors as well, and now we can start the new seat cushions. So I picked up two 2x4 plywood project boards from Home Depot. All right, so I don't have a whole lot of time here. I'm heading to my parents' house for Father's Day in about an hour, but I do want to try and get at least one of our seats cut out of the plywood. And I had saved this cushion from the original chair whenever I took them apart so that I would at least have some sort of template to go off of. And it actually looks like my dogs have taken a nice little bite out of it right there, but hopefully we can salvage. I'm gonna take all of this like horsehair part off because I feel like this foam piece is at least the best part of what we need to get a template to get that shape, because it also has our notched cutouts here for the backs of the chairs. I should be able to get 2 cushions out of each. Yeah, we'll be good there. I traced the original foam piece from the seat cushions and then I cut it out with my jigsaw. One thing I will say here, make sure you have the correct saw blade on the saw for the job that you are doing. At first I had a multi-purpose blade on the saw and it was just taking so long to cut each section. So I called Josh while he was out at Lowe's to pick me up some new blades, and it made a world of a difference.
You're crazy for saying I should slow down, but maybe I'm escaping the love we found. There's something about you I like,
Moment of truth. I hadn't cut the notches and the backs out yet, but the sides were fitting so nice. It took some trial and error on this first one to get the notches right, but then I was able to use it as a template for the other 3 chairs.
I get too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better. Nobody loves me better.
Once I had all of the chair seats cut out, I sanded down the edges. I wanted them to be more rounded with no sharp edges. Now we can move on to the fun part, covering the chairs and bringing everything together. I went to Hobby Lobby to get foam for the cushions as well as batting and the fabric. They had rolls of 2-inch foam and pre-cut squares, but it ended up being a little bit cheaper to get the roll. And then I picked up this white textured fabric. I didn't know what color I had wanted to go with, and I just let the fabric speak to me in the store. It's hard to tell in the clip here, but there is a hint of green in the texture, which matches the room nicely. So now I need to upholster the chairs. I got this textured fabric. I wasn't really trying to go with a light color, but of course, this is what I gravitated towards when I was at the store. It does have a really nice hint of green, and the walls in our kitchen in the living room right now are green, so this matches really nicely. And then I got this little like trim piece to go at the bottom to try and cover up the seam. So we need to cut down our 2-inch thick poly foam, cover it with the batting, and then staple down our fabric on top of it. So I am gonna try to like cover up this little part right here, since that's where they originally had the fabric covering, and then this trim would go right here to like hide that seam. So I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to recreate that. And that's what we're gonna do next.
I saw you from across the room. When our eyes met, I never knew that I could feel this way, and it's kinda strange. Don't even know your name. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. You say that you're from out of town. I'm hoping that you stick around. Show me what it's like from the other side. Would you stay another night? 'Cause I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. I think I've waited all these years for you right here. But how will I ever know if you go? 'Cause I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to.
For the trim part around the bottoms of the chairs, I decided to cut a thin strip of the fabric and just hot glue it down around the edge that I want to cover. If there wasn't a ton of staple holes from that original cushion, I would have just left this how it was.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high.
Now, for the table to go with these chairs, my mom had this solid wood family heirloom that has been in our family for generations. It was the perfect size I was looking for, so she had passed it along to me. I do plan on sanding down the top and staining it the same way that I did the chairs, but for now it doesn't look too bad with the chairs. I'm just happy that we finally have a place to sit and eat together instead of eating on our couch.